It's pretty cool. It's got I feel like it's fever, but it's also Iowa, so you get the best of both worlds. I have another one.
The new Nike sneaker that Caitlin Clark unveiled recently surprised everyone. With its gold swoosh and Iowan colors, the Kobe 6PE is attracting attention everywhere it goes. The worst part is that these aren't even her signature shoe yet. When that eventually reaches the shelves, can you image the excitement? Okay, let's get started with the design that has everyone talking. Caitlin Clark's debut Nike sneaker is more than just a simple shoe. It's a fashion statement that exudes stardom in every way. Do you know what colorway it is? It's an eye-catching black and yellow outfit with gold accents that will make you look twice on the court. This is where things start to get interesting though. These color selections aren't coincidental. They link Clark's prior accomplishments to her promising future in the professional ranks and are a clear homage to her college legacy at Iowa. Sure, it looks cool, but how does it compare to other basketball sneakers? Is probably what's on your mind right now. That's where the action gets really exciting. Clark's basketball shoe strikes the ideal mix between bold and classic, in contrast to many other popular basketball shoes that opt for gaudy designs or crazy color combinations. It has a classic appeal that might make it a mainstay on and off the court. Let's discuss what makes this shoe truly unique though. You are aware of how Caitlin has been killing it on the Kobe 5S and 6S throughout her time in college? It appears that her signature shoe has absorbed some of the Mamba mindset. We're really feeling the Kobe effect from the streamlined silhouette and performance-focused design elements, but with a Caitlin-specific update. And here's what's crazy. There is an absurd amount of detail. Clark's personality and style of play seem to be reflected in every detail of the shoe. It's evident that Nike's designers have done their homework because of the responsive cushioning that mimics her fast cuts on the court and the sturdy materials that can tolerate her demanding playing style. This is where it gets really interesting though. Rumor has it that there is a surprise element in the design that has not yet been disclosed. What might that be? A message buried in the sole? A unique logo that appears only in specific circumstances? Or perhaps some innovative technology that will alter the course of play? We'll have to wait and see, but one thing is for sure. Both sneakerheads and basketball fans are giddy with anticipation. You may be wondering now how this sneaker fits into the overall culture of basketball sneakers. Let me tell you something though, appearance isn't everything. This sneaker signifies a significant change in the way companies view women's basketball. Saying that female athletes should receive the same attention and creativity as their male counterparts is a bold declaration. Speaking of statements, the following is a direct statement from Clark. I grew up watching athletes from Nike play their respective sports. They've motivated me to put in a lot of effort and change the world. The inspiration is evident in every detail of the sneaker's construction. It represents Clark's journey and the already significant impact she is having on the sport. It's more than just a shoe. Ready to witness how Caitlin Clark's latest Nike sneaker is going to alter the course of play? This is about transforming an entire industry, not just a stylish new shoe. First, let's talk about Clark's career. She's already a star. How much higher can she go? Maybe on your mind. This sneaker deal is really helping her brand take off. It goes beyond simply putting her name on a shoe. It's about Nike stating, we're risking our reputation because we believe in you so much. Here's the thing, Clark and Nike have a long-term partnership. Over an 8-year period, $28 million is at stake. Folks, that's superstar money. It's the kind of thing that draws attention and causes people to take notice. It gets interesting though because Caitlin Clark isn't the only person involved. It has to do with Nike making a significant impact on women's sports. And, you know, Nike has been attempting to expand its sports division for women for some time. However, did you know that only 22% of their sales come from it? You think that's crazy? Thus, Clark's signing wasn't motivated solely by her exceptional skill as a player. It was a calculated action to ignite their women's sports enterprise. Consider this, Clark is not your typical player. She has been smashing records all over the place. Her games have attracted enormous amounts of viewership. Just to watch her play, people who have never watched women's basketball before are tuning in. Nike is now placing a wager that the same enchantment will apply to their footwear. The truly exciting part is that this shoe has much more potential than just being another basketball sneaker. We are discussing the emergence of a cultural phenomenon. Do you know how certain sneakers go beyond athletic use to become fashion statements? Nike wants to achieve that with Clark's shoe. Envision spotting these sneakers not only on the court, but also in music videos, on the streets, and possibly even on the red carpet. That's the kind of effect that we are discussing. Making a statement has replaced placed performance as the primary focus these days. Not to be overlooked is what Clark herself said regarding this collaboration. She was inspired by Nike athletes as a child and grew up watching them. She is now in a position to serve as that role model for the following generation. What effect might young girls have from seeing a celebrity like Clark with a signature shoe of her own? Remember how we mentioned that this shoe might change the game? Let's talk about the numbers now because they will astound you. We have sales projections that are likely to cause even the largest brands of basketball sneakers to take notice. Do you recall the first time Michael Jordan's sneakers were released? In the world of sneakers, it was akin to a tidal wave. There are now indications that Caitlin Clark's Nike sneaker might become as popular. Industry insiders are projecting sales that may surpass some of the most prosperous athlete partnerships in recent memory. This is where things get really interesting though. Clark is well liked outside of the basketball court as well. Her appeal goes far beyond that, as evidenced by the data. Have you heard about the incident involving her wnba jerseys? On draft night, they sold out an hour after they were released. That breaks records in addition to being impressive. As of right now, Clark's jersey is the best-selling one in Fanatics history on draft night. Sure, but jerseys are one thing, you may be thinking at this point. Shoes are a completely different animal. You're right, of course, but that's precisely what makes these figures so thrilling. Imagine the impact Clark could have with a signature sneaker if she can generate that level of interest in jerseys. However, it goes beyond basketball fans alone. There are people who have never even watched a game before thanks to Clark's popularity. We're talking about almost 19 million people watching her NCAA title game. That represents a sizable contingent of prospective sneaker buyers who might not typically be interested in basketball shoes. How then is Nike going to leverage this enormous potential? That's when things start to get really interesting. Rumors have it that a distribution plan may increase the already high demand for these sneakers. Consider this, what would happen if Nike decided to have a limited release? Or what if they linked the release to particular turning points in Clark's professional career? It might spark a craze in the sneaker community that hasn't been seen in years. The real deal, though, is that Clark's sneaker line is about more than just business. It's about establishing a new benchmark for endorsements by female athletes. Players with their own signature shoes, such as Breanna Stewart and Sabrina Ionescu, have set the standard. Now this could go to a whole new level with Clark's line, and not to mention the wider picture at this point. Just 22% of Nike's sales are currently attributed to its women's sports division. Clark's sneaker represents more than just a new product launch. It's a statement about the direction that women's sports marketing is taking. Though it may seem like just a shoe, Caitlin Clark's Nike sneaker has the potential to drastically alter the landscape of women's sports. This is a statement that will upend the entire industry, not just about looking good on the court. What this means for women's sports marketing is something we should discuss. Female athletes have been battling for equal recognition and opportunities as their male counterparts for a long time. We're witnessing a significant change now that Clark has his sneaker. Nike is diving in headfirst, not just sticking their toes in the water. This is where things get really interesting though. Not only is Clark's partnership with Nike significant, but it is revolutionary. Over an 8-year period, $28 million is at stake. It's the sort of money that gets people to pay attention. Furthermore, it's about raising the bar for what female athletes can achieve, not just about Clark. That's great for Clark, but what about other WNBA players? Is probably what's on your mind right now. You'd be justified in asking. The shocking thing is that Clark's endorsement income far exceeds the salary of the majority of WNBA players. A rookie's salary of about $76,000 is being discussed in contrast to millions of dollars in endorsement deals. The striking disparity draws attention to the continuous problems with pay equity in women's sports. Contrary to popular belief, this does not involve placing players against one another. It's about holding everyone to a higher standard. More female athletes may be able to secure significant endorsement deals and exclusive footwear as a result of Clark's success. Consider this. If Clark's sneakers become popular, companies will be vying to sign the next big thing. Furthermore, it goes beyond basketball. This might affect all women's sports in a negative way. Imagine seeing tennis players, track athletes, and soccer players' signature shoes. There are countless new options available, but first, let's return briefly to Clark. What is it that she said to you about this deal? Her early exposure to Nike athletes in all sports motivated her to put in a lot of effort and change the world. She is now in a position to serve as that role model for the following generation. What effect might young girls have from seeing a celebrity like Clark with a signature shoe of her own? You may be asking yourself, when can I get my hands on these game-changing sneakers? And I understand that. The fact is, Nike is keeping this one close to the vest. Although a precise release date is still unknown, there are rumors circulating that it might not not happen for a few years. Why did you have to wait? All of this is a part of Nike's plan to create anticipation and ensure flawless execution. However, don't be duped by that timeline. This deal is already having an effect. It's shifting the discourse on women's sports marketing and redefining the possibilities for female athletes off the court.